At 23, I was introduced to someone who gambled, and I was introduced to gambling, and that's where my story started with gambling.
Who was that person? What did they mean to you?
They were actually a boyfriend, so they were a close romantic connection, and they gambled a lot. They introduced me to the poker machines, and I'd never played a poker machine before in my life. The first time I played, I won $1,000, and the second night I played, I won $1,000, and I was hooked.
What does it feel like?
To gamble?
To be hooked.
To be hooked. Okay, what does it feel like to be hooked? So, in my gambling career, my obsession to gamble overpowered my normal way of thinking and living. So, to give you an example, I'd be at a family function or I'd be with a group of people and I'd be thinking about gambling, especially if I'd met up with a group of people at a pub and I knew the poker machines were in the next room. So I'd be sitting trying to have a conversation with a person and my mind would be off somewhere else thinking about the money that I'd lost or the money that I could win or how I could get to my next gamble. And so I wouldn't be present in my life.
Why poker machine?
Well, my first gamble wasn't a poker machine, and for me, personally, I think it was the ultimate escape and ultimate isolation. In fact, if anyone tried to speak to me while I was playing a poker machine, I'd be really rude to them and tell them where to go because I didn't want to be disturbed. That was my safety zone. It was my escape. It was my... I was at one with the machine. I guess I could describe it like that. You know, I got a real buzz from it. I got a high. It was like having a roller coaster ride of excitement and desperation and disappointment and frustration, and I got caught up in the drama of it. And I'd tried placing bets a couple of times on horses and things like that. Melbourne Cup never really excited me. I think also for me, betting in the TAB was a very male-dominated environment. Didn't necessarily feel safe there. I felt a lot safer behind a poker machine. And also, no one would talk to me there. I wouldn't let them anyway. But also, I had this attachment to the process of feeding the poker machine as well. So there was a real... I loved putting the $50 notes through the machine, and I'd lose the sense for money. I lost value for money completely when I was playing. Money was just a way of keeping the machine going, keeping the excitement going, or keeping the fantasy going. It's not just about the substance, it's not just about the activity of gambling, or it's not just about taking the drugs and the feeling that the drugs give. It's about a desperate, innate, internal, deep desire to escape reality and to get away from who I am today and to shut my head up, to quieten my head up, because, you know, I suffer from obsessive thinking. I suffer from feeling different to others. I suffer from self-centeredness and low self-esteem. And a pill can't fix that. So it was actually a combination of drug addiction and gambling addiction that took me into prostitution. And it was while I was taking drugs, actually. So through my addictions, I actually crossed many lines and many boundaries. And over the years, I lost my morals and values and any sense of self that I had. And my addiction took me to lows that I didn't even know existed. But because I'd crossed those boundaries and I escaped through gambling to deal with the emotions, I was able to cross more and more boundaries because I would just go and escape again. It ruined my life. It took everything away from me.
How's your mum now?
How's my mum?
What's she giving you?
My mother and I are... That's a sore subject. It's a very sore subject. I caused a lot of damage in my relationship with my mother, and the relationship is very painful. There's a lot of work to do there. I think I've got to work on forgiving myself before I can expect, well, I don't even know if I can really expect, see, I can't even speak properly now. I don't even know if I can expect forgiveness from those closest to me that I hurt, especially my mother. Unfortunately, my mother was really hurt by my gambling and other addictions, and yeah, we'll have to work on that one.